It's all of your ministry that God is working out through me in the jail. That's what's happening. And there's one other person, Father Michael. He told me once, he's my model. He is the most wonderful Christian man that I've ever known. And he said to me once, Jenny, he said, if you have to ever err, then err on the side of love.
When Kairos Prison Ministries found out that we were going to do a Kairos in a jail, they said, you can't do that. As a matter of fact, we won't let you. It's never been done. It's impossible. Well, guess what? We did it. And we'll say that it was easy, but we did it. And we had completed the weekend before we even found out that we couldn't. And in terms of logistics in the Sudbury jail, we had just about everything going against us. We were limited with the number of men that we could have as guests. Our space allotment was very, very small and very tight and constricted, and our hours were limited, but the Spirit of God was there, and with Jenny's inspiration and with wonderful cooperation from the administration, we were able to complete a very successful weekend. And we know that the lives of men were changed, and ours too, for that matter. So that's the Kairos experience. It's the Kairos version of what you probably heard as Curcio.
And it's incredible how we see healing and how we see opening up, and I'm just always overwhelmed. Not at what Jenny does, I'm overwhelmed at what God does through Jenny. And then we always finish with a time of prayer. We join hands, and everyone is given an opportunity to say a prayer if they want. We go around the circle, and one of us will start off, and when we're finished, we squeeze the hand of the person beside us. If that person wants to pray, that's fine, either out loud or silently. When she's finished, she squeezes the hand of the person next to her, and it goes all around, and those prayers are powerful. And it's amazing how often those prayers are not for themselves, but they're for their family members or some of the other girls in the cell, girls that are having problems. And then when we've gone around the circle, we end up with the Lord's Prayer, and it's an incredibly poignant moment. And then as we leave, they almost always come around for their hugs on their way out, and it's an incredible ministry. And I am always really struck by the respect and the love they have for Jenny. In a group of people where I'm sure the language is extremely colorful most of the time, they're very careful about how they talk in front of Jenny. If one happens to drop an unsavory word, it's shh, shh, not here. Don't talk like that in front of Miss Jenny. It was probably about 4 years ago, I think, that Jenny was saying to me, you know, there's supposed to be 180 people in this jail. Usually there's more than that, but of all of these, probably, maybe a dozen or so are women. I'm so busy working on programs with the men that I just can't find the time to do anything with the women. And it was almost like it was wink, wink, wink. And I'd never been in a jail before. I'd never been involved in prison ministry. And somehow, I couldn't stop it. My tongue started to move, and my voice said, if I came in and helped you with women's ministry, would you do it? And I thought, oh my gosh, who said that? Anyway, that's how it started. And so Tuesday mornings, Jenny and I go and we do a program with the ladies. And it's amazing how often the conversation almost starts off with, Miss Jenny, could you get me down sometime during this week so I can have a one-on-one with you? Or Miss Jenny, have you got any more of those Bible studies? Because I hear if I do enough of them, then I get a Bible of my own with my name written on it. And Jenny's reply is always yes. Yes, I can do that. Yes, we'll get that organized.
So anyways, they come in and they're kind of strangers, and they just barely touch your hand and shake it, and next thing you know, hours go by and they're learning about Jesus, about our lives outside that are so good because we have met the Lord.
There was the most contrast between what we were trying to bring to them and they who had nothing. And that was in what's sometimes referred to as the hole. That's solitary confinement. That's where you take a person and you put them in what us psychologists would call sensory deprivation. We put them behind a door that must weigh around a ton, a blast-proof door. But in this enclosure outside of these 4 cells or so, our voices sound angelic. They have nothing. They have Jenny. And they'll reach out their hand through a slot in that door, which is about all they can do, just to touch her hand. And just to shake our hands and say thank you for that little bit of music. Because in that small moment, we hope anyway that we've brought a bit of personhood back to them.